Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. It is Mr. Cadenhead. It is Friday, January 23rd, and I want to talk to you a little bit in a few minutes about course selection. So, really, really important topic today. First, I want to go back a little bit. We have our celebration coming up on February 3rd at the Zeidel Farm Amphitheater down on Sutter Street. That's the same place that we have our rally after our homecoming parade. We have a celebration and a rally for our football team celebrating their sixth state championship. So, congratulations, gentlemen, and we look forward to celebrating with the whole community on February 3rd, 6 o'clock that night. And we also have a basketball game tonight, both men's or boys and girls. Tonight against Oak Ridge, big game. The ladies start at 5:30, boys start at 7 o'clock. Make sure you get there at 5:30 for the ladies. They're a lot of fun to watch. Those are great games, especially with Oak Ridge. Also want to remind you to the upcoming dance, make sure for the Sadies, if you're going and you have guest bids, you pay attention to the date. I believe it's the middle of or Tuesday of next week. You have got to stay on top of that. We are unable to process all those guest bids in time if you are running late. And remember, those have got to go to your guest's school, be signed by them, brought back to us, and approved by us so you can buy a ticket. So, a lot going on. I want to speak briefly as well about our guiding principle of giving grace. So, one of our 5 guiding principles is give grace. I think one of the things that we talk a lot about with that is the fact that we're in a community here with 3,000 plus people between students and teachers, administrators, classified staff, etc. We are going to make mistakes. We talked about that in August. I'm going to make mistakes. We want to make sure that we give people opportunity to fix those mistakes when it's reasonable. It's why we teach ourselves the question when somebody says or does something that makes us uncomfortable, what makes you comfortable saying that to me? It allows that person the opportunity to explain, to fix it, to make it right. And I think as we approach some of those situations, what we want to do with ourselves is ask ourselves, if I made a similar mistake, what opportunity would I want to fix it? Now, some mistakes are fixable, some are not, and we totally understand. But asking that question before we make that decision on what we do, I think is an important part of that process. So giving grace is a big part of what we would like to do as a community. And I think it's a good life lesson for all of us. I also want to talk a little bit about course selection. As I said, balance in pursuit of excellence is our vision statement. Never is it more important, really, than when we sign up for courses, because as I mentioned to you in August, especially in the sophomore, junior year, we end up with people who select such a load of courses that is not appropriate to them and their capacity for those courses that they end up unhealthy, unhappy, sometimes hospitalized, and out of school for a length of time. And so you have got to really reflect and reflect with your parents on your course decision about the number of classes, number of APs, number of honors, number of solids, how you distribute your electives and your 4-year plan to make sure it's appropriate for you so that you remain in balance, happy, healthy, successful. It is never worth taking an additional AP class or 2 and having your GPA suffer. Every year we have students who take too many, and then they get their first D grade, and it's not even A through G qualified as a grade, right? So you need C's or better for A through G. So important that you balance that course selection process. The opportunity really to do that is in your February meeting with your counselor to ask those questions. We have resources on our counseling website, including the time wheel exercise for the AP honors classes, making sure that you have time for all the things in your life that you are choosing to do and you're not overscheduled, with predicted homework times for each of our courses, etc. So all students, except for seniors, freshmen, 8th grade, through our juniors will meet individually with their counselor. Our students do that in February. Middle school students will do it when our counselors go in March to the middle schools. And that's your opportunity one-on-one with your counselor to ask the questions that you want to ask. Super important that you have your 4-year plan ready for that meeting. So make sure you have updated that. If you have any questions, go to the counseling website where all of our resources are stored, including all the counseling presentations. You can access those quickly and make sure your 4-year plan is updated for that meeting. It will make sure that that 5 minutes that you get alone with your counselor is quality time and you ask the right questions, get the right answers you need. So parents as well, make sure you're checking the counseling website. That actually is listed on our Folsom High School website under students and then counseling. But find all those resources, call if you can't find something, email if you can't find something. We'll make sure that we get that for you. If you have questions about college classes that can be taken and placed on your transcript at Folsom High School, because those exist as well, and you're trying to get ahead, you're trying to add to your transcript, you have a lot of opportunities to do that these days. And there are a set number of courses that you can take at the community college level and place on our transcript here at Folsom High School. Ask your counselor during that meeting, because those are great opportunities, like I said, for advanced ed, to add extra classes and add to your transcript and your application. But again, you don't want to overtake those classes either. They're college classes. They're not easy. They're really equivalent to our AP classes, which are challenging. So choose wisely. And again, make sure that you remember our guiding principles, and not only that, but our vision statement of balance and pursuit of excellence as you make those choices. The last thing I want to emphasize is when you get in courses that become overwhelming at times in August and July, we don't always have space to make those adjustments. You have 2 weeks anyway within our board policy to make a change on a class, only if that class is available. So it doesn't guarantee space. It doesn't guarantee that it doesn't change all your rest of your schedule. Doesn't guarantee it's going to work. And if you're in an AP class, you've already taken the place many times of another student who wanted that class. So we cannot make hardly any changes at all when we start the new school year. You have to choose wisely. Okay? So be careful with those choices. Talk to your counselor, talk to your AP, talk to your teachers for advice on content and loads, etc., and value that meeting with your counselor coming up in February. So I hope everybody's doing well. As always, Friday, read a good book without pictures, have a passion for something positive. Tell your family this weekend you love them, and our keyword is balance. Have a good weekend.